In Hinduism, we are fortunate to have many God-realized souls to guide us along the spiritual path. Their teachings are so profound and powerful that they penetrate our normal consciousness and give us new insights into how to live to maximize our spiritual progress. Our Paramaguru Yogaswami of Jaffna, Sri Lanka, gave us one such gem when he said, "The world is an ashram, a training ground for the achievement of moksha, liberation." Yogaswami's statement has a parallel in William Shakespeare's play As You Like It. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. Here is a paraphrase of Shakespeare's lines adapted to reflect Yogaswami's spiritual meaning. All the world's an ashram, and all the men and women are divine souls. They are spiritually maturing through earthly experiences, and one soul in its time takes many births, and thus evolves into oneness with God. Let's look more closely at what it means to say that all the world's an ashram. An ashram, of course, is the residence and teaching center of a swami, or spiritual preceptor. It is a place we go to learn about our religion and make spiritual progress. When we go out the door of our home to go to work, school, or elsewhere, do we have in mind that we are going to an ashram? That our actions during the day, in the office, factory, hospital, classroom, or elsewhere, will help us evolve spiritually and bring us closer to moksha? Probably not. When we come home and reflect back on the day, do we feel we made spiritual progress while out of the home? Probably not. Why is this? It is because we have not been trained to look at life in this way. We think of the ashram as a place of spiritual advancement, and we regard the world as a place of mundane tasks and distractions from our spiritual work. The common idea is that what we do in the ashram, the home shrine, or the temple is what brings us spiritual progress, and what we do at the office or in the classroom has nothing to do with our spiritual life. This common perspective is not the viewpoint of great souls such as Yogaswami. Such souls know that much spiritual progress can be made during our time in the world if we hold the right perspective. I call this approach spiritualizing daily life. Let's bring this concept down to earth by dividing the occasions for spiritual progress when out into the world into 2 categories: facing life's challenges and finding opportunities to serve. First, let's look at facing life's challenges. Life is going to come to you whether you want it to or not. Joyful, easy times, difficult times, happy days and sad, it's all coming. It is there in your karma. It can't help but come, so you don't have to go looking for it. You don't have to go and try and do something different. You can't avoid it. You can't hide from it. Life's challenges will come to us. What is going to happen is going to happen. But where the focus should be for those on the spiritual path is how we respond to these challenges. Why? Because that is where we have a choice. For example, a small infant keeps us awake all night by crying. How do we respond to it? Does it upset us? Do we complain? Or do we just accept it and respond back with lots of love? In every experience of life, we have control over our response. It can be impulsive or thoughtful. It's our choice. When accused of something that we didn't do, how do we respond? When we face challenges at work, say our boss is unfair with us, yells at us, what is our reaction? We want to yell back, but cannot. So do we go home and yell at the spouse? In all such cases, we have choices. It is not the challenges that come, but how we face those challenges that makes the difference. We can react emotionally without thinking about spiritual principles. We can get angry or despondent. We can worry a lot and become irritable. Or we can decide to control any emotional reactions that we might have. We can choose to live without anger. We can choose to cultivate patience. We can choose to be kinder to other people, to be more generous. That is what makes us spiritually stronger. As we curb our instinctive nature, our soul nature shines forth. In other words, if we get angry now and then, let us try and eliminate anger altogether. If we get impatient with people who seem to explain things at great lengths when they could be explained in a short way, let's learn how not to get impatient. Let us learn how to accept that verbosity is their nature.